You are a gazelle. And even though you heard me tell the story about the lion and gazelle, you are still stuck. You need a source of motivation. When the gazelle is not being pursued by the lion, what happens to her? What happens is that he stops running and does nothing. Why? Because he always needs an outside source to inspire them. You are not successful in life like many others, not because you lack skill or talent, but rather because your character is flawed. And as I previously mentioned, if you are not careful, your gift will lead you to places where your character cannot hold you. What is your motivation then? The cause of your inability to rise at 4 in the morning. The reason you're staring at me like I'm crazy when I tell you to get up at 6. The reason for this is that you don't have a motivating factor that forces you to turn off your alarm clock and wake up, or to press the snooze button when you receive an additional task or lap. You can't accomplish it because you don't understand the motivation for your behavior. What is your why? Someone approached me and said, "E.T. man, I'm exhausted, I'm working hard, but I'm not getting any results. I followed your instructions and read the books you recommended. I worked the hours you instructed me to work. E, even though I'm doing it, I'm not getting any results. Pay close attention to me. It's crucial to understand why you're doing what you are. Being a doctor alone is insufficient. There are doctors who have awful bedside manners. You have skilled but conceited lawyers. What motivates you, what moves you, and what drives you are the topics of our current discussion on character. And pay great attention to what I have to say. You need to shift your perspective on everything, whether it be sports, life, business, or health. Even in your actions, explain why they are good and what their aim is. When your want to succeed is as strong as your desire to breathe. When your take is completely depleted. And if you consider them, you can acquire a scholarship, work 1 more day, or run 1 more mile. Hear me out. Are you like that lion when you are doing it for someone else? They won't eat if I don't grind, if we don't grind, or both. It's this. The fact that I can't. It's the 4th quarter, but I wish I could back off. I wish I had more to tell you. You're tired? Go take a break. Or, you're tired, rest for a year, are 2 things I wish I could say to you. I wish I could tell you that if you just keep going, the weight will decrease. But that isn't the realistic situation. In actuality, you must discover something within yourself. You must discover something within yourself, and you're pushed by that, and you've been elevated by that. And after you discover what your why is, it must be more profound than yourself. When you discover your why, you stop hitting the snooze button and instead figure out how to make it happen and make a decision. I control my own fate. I'm in charge here. Time, face yourself and chat to yourself in the mirror. I'm not going to allow anybody to turn me around. I'm determined that I'm going to make it. The time for only hoping is past. Time for action. That's the moment right now. Time or acting on your dream. Find out what it is you want and go after as if your life depends on it. We might decide to take responsibility of our own future when you reach the point when you can no longer bear it, when you reach the point where it hurts so much, when enough is enough. When do you stop talking? I can't describe it to you, but chances are beginning to arise and doors are starting to open. However, you are unable to stop doing it in the process. You can't give up. When they have nothing left in their take, champions don't quit. That's what makes greats different from one another. When their supply runs out, when it's over, they're ready to give up because they're exhausted and frustrated. They begin at that point. Do you hear me? Is when all is gone. It's showtime when you've spent all of your money, all of your energy, and you're left with nothing. When you discover a method, suddenly there isn't one. Breathe, the breath you lack when you discover it. When energy that didn't exist is discovered. When your want for this item is as strong as your desire to breathe. I ask you then. Now, what are you going to do? The Amara Community's subtitles. Please assist us with the translation. Amara.org subtitles by the Amara.org community.